Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because the streets of Atlanta are about to catch fire. What if I told you that two of the most fearless voices in reality TV history just joined forces to blow the lid off a relationship so twisted, so scandalous, it's been hiding in plain sight for years? That's right, K. Michelle and Rasheeda have officially teamed up, and they are coming for Jasmine Kirk's neck. The truth is finally coming out tonight, and honey, it is ugly. Picture this. Jasmine Kirk, the polished, picture-perfect businesswoman who's been playing the role of the loyal, low-key queen in front of the cameras, living her best, I'm above the drama life. But behind closed doors? Hey, Michelle is screaming that Jasmine has been in a secret, toxic, soul-crushing relationship that involves lies, money, manipulation, and a third party nobody saw coming. Rasheeda, who's known Jasmine since day one, is done protecting her. She just dropped the receipts, text messages, secret hotel photos, and voice notes that will make your jaw hit the floor. Fans are already losing their minds. Twitter is exploding, Instagram comments are on fire, and the love and hip-hop group chat is in absolute chaos. Is the man Jasmine's been hiding actually married? Is there a baby involved? Did Jasmine really use her own best friend to cover it up? K. Michelle is not holding back, she's yelling, I tried to warn y'all. This girl been moving sneaky. While Rasheeda sits there with that calm, deadly stare saying, the truth always comes out, and today is the day, emotions are running higher than ever. Families are divided, friends are choosing sides, and Jasmine? She has no idea the storm that's about to hit her. This isn't just tea, this is a full-blown hurricane. So if you think you know the real Jasmine Kirk, think again. Because K. Michelle and Rasheeda just exposed everything, and the truth is about to destroy her world forever. Stay right here, because what happens next will leave you speechless. You do not want to miss this. Okay, so here we go, the main body part 1, diving straight into the chaos that exploded when K. Michelle and Rasheeda decided enough was enough and they were going to drag Jasmine Kirk's secret life into the daylight. Fans had no idea what was coming, but the tension had been building for months. Whispers in the love and hip-hop circles, side eyes at industry events, and Jasmine always smiling that perfect smile, acting like her world was flawless. But girl, please, we all know perfection is usually the biggest lie of all. It started with a late-night live that K. Michelle hopped on unannounced. Rasheeda was already there talking about new music and business moves, but the energy shifted the second K said, hold up Rasheeda, I need to ask you something real quick, and the chat froze. Everyone felt it, something was about to pop off. K leaned into the camera, eyes blazing, and said, I'm tired of protecting people who don't protect me. Jasmine Kirk, you know who you are and you know what you've been doing behind closed doors. Rasheeda didn't even flinch, she just nodded slowly like she'd been waiting for this moment for years. The comments started flying. Who is Jasmine Kirk? Why is K coming for her? What did she do? Honey, the internet detectives were already on the case, but they didn't have to dig long because Rasheeda opened her mouth and changed everything. She said, look, I've known Jasmine since before the cameras, before the money, before the fake humble act, and I stayed quiet because I thought family was supposed to have your back, but family doesn't lie to family. For years Jasmine has been in a whole relationship that nobody knew about, not her inner circle, not her fans, and definitely not the man she parades around as her quote-unquote best friend on social media. The live chat exploded, hearts breaking, laughing emojis flying, people typing in all caps WHATTTTT. Rasheeda kept going calm, deadly. She pulled up screenshots, blurry at first but clear enough, text messages from Jasmine to someone named Marcus saying, baby, I miss you so much, can't wait to see you tonight, wish I could tell the world, but you know why I can't. K. Michelle jumped in screaming, see that right there, that's the same Marcus who's been liking her pictures for 3 years, acting like just a supporter, but we all know he's more than that. Jasmine, you've been playing in everybody's face and now the bill is due. Emotions were running high. K was pacing in her living room, Rasheeda sitting poised like a queen delivering judgment. The fans were divided, some defending Jasmine saying, y'all reaching, she's private, let her live. Others were like, no ma'am, this smells like betrayal and secrets and we deserve the truth because Jasmine built her brand on being real and authentic, but real people don't hide whole men. Rasheeda dropped another bomb. She said, this isn't just some side situation, Marcus is married, honey, married with 2 kids, and Jasmine knew from day one. She knew and she still went in deep. K. Michelle threw her hands up yelling, I told her, I said, girl, you playing with fire, you gon' get burned, but she looked me in my face and lied, said it was nothing, said I was overreacting, now look at us exposing it because she wouldn't come clean herself. The live went on for another 40 minutes, pure pandemonium. Jasmine's name was trending within 15 minutes, people pulling up old clips of her saying, I'm single, focusing on me, no man drama. Meanwhile, she was texting Marcus heart emojis and plans for secret getaways in Miami. Rasheeda read one out loud verbatim, Jasmine's words, I know it's wrong but it feels so right when I'm with you, please don't leave your wife yet, I just need more time. The hypocrisy hit like a freight train. Fans who once rode hard for Jasmine started unfollowing in droves, comments pouring in, you lied to us, you used your platform to sell single independent woman vibes while you were wrecking a home. K. Michelle wasn't done, she pulled out voice notes Jasmine had sent her months ago, crying on the phone saying, K, I messed up, he won't leave her, I don't know what to do, and K responded, girl, you knew what you were doing. Stop playing victim now. The voice note played clear as day. Jasmine sobbing, Kay comforting her, telling her to end it, but Jasmine never did. Instead, she doubled down, kept the affair going, kept the lies going. Rasheeda looked straight into the camera and said, Jasmine, if you watching this, and I know you are because you always watch when people talk about you, it's time to stop hiding. It's time to own what you did because the truth don't care about your feelings and neither do we anymore. The live ended with K Michelle saying part 2 coming soon because this story got layers and we ain't done peeling yet. Rasheeda signed off with stay tuned family, the real tea is just getting hot. Jasmine Kirk's phone was blowing up that night, blocked numbers, DM requests, friends texting are you okay, but Jasmine went ghost. No stories, no posts, just silence, which only made it worse because silence in the age of social media screams guilty. The blogs picked it up by morning, TMZ, Love and Hip Hop Tea pages all running with the headline K Michelle and Rasheeda expose Jasmine Kirk's married man affair. Fans were shocked, hurt, angry, some felt betrayed because Jasmine had sold them a dream of empowerment, independence, strength, but now it looked like smoke and mirrors. Her PR team, if she even had one, was scrambling, but nothing came out. No denial, no statement, just crickets, and that made the court of public opinion even harsher. People started digging deeper, pulling up Marcus's wife's Instagram, her posts about date nights, family vacations, smiling kids, and then side by side Jasmine's glowing selfies from the same cities, same hotels, timestamps matching, too close for coincidence. The evidence was stacking up and Jasmine still said nothing. K Michelle went back live the next day alone, this time saying, y'all think we did this for clout? No, we did this because Jasmine crossed lines that can't be uncrossed. She hurt people, real people, not just fans but women who looked up to her, women who thought she was different. She wasn't, she was just better at hiding it. Rasheeda posted a cryptic IG story, black screen, white text, the truth hurts but lies kill slower. Think about that, Jasmine, the shade was thick, the internet ate it up, theories flying. Was there more? Was there a baby? Was money involved? Did Jasmine help fund Marcus's lifestyle while his wife stayed home raising kids? Nobody knew yet, but everybody wanted to know. Jasmine's silence only fueled the fire. She was trending #1 in entertainment for 2 straight days, memes everywhere, crying, laughing emojis, captions like when you get caught but still trying to act unbothered. Jasmine Kirk face swapped onto guilty characters from reality TV, her old interviews clipped and remixed to sound shady. It was brutal and it was only the beginning because word got back that Marcus's wife had seen everything. She was devastated, posting subtle quotes about betrayal and trust broken but no direct callouts yet. The family was left divided, Marcus's side saying Jasmine was the homewrecker, Jasmine's ride or dies saying maybe Marcus pursued her, maybe she didn't. No, he was still married. Lies upon lies. The drama was spreading like wildfire outside the core group. Friends started choosing sides, some unfollowed Jasmine quietly, others posted support for Kay and Rasheeda saying finally someone said something. The pressure was mounting and Jasmine couldn't hide forever, something had to give, and when it did it was going to be explosive because this wasn't just about one affair, this was about years of deception, years of using friendship, loyalty, and the public's trust as a shield, and now that shield was shattered into a million pieces. The storm was raging and nobody knew who would be left standing when the rain finally stopped, but one thing was crystal clear, Jasmine Kirk's perfect image was crumbling and K Michelle and Rasheeda were the ones holding the hammer. Part 1 ends right here. The heat is only rising. The fallout from that first live was nuclear. Jasmine Kirk stayed completely silent for 48 hours straight, no cryptic stories, no passive aggressive quotes, nothing, just radio silence, and that only made the speculation go crazier. Blogs were posting hourly updates, fans were making TikTok stitches breaking down every old photo, every like, every comment Jasmine had ever left on Marcus's page. People found his wife's private account, screenshots started circulating of her crying, selfies captioned sometimes love isn't enough with broken heart emojis. The wife, we'll call her Tasha for privacy, wasn't blasting Jasmine publicly yet, but the pain was leaking everywhere. K Michelle went harder. She dropped a second IG live, this time with receipts in hand, printed out text threads, hotel receipts, blurred faces but clear dates matching Jasmine's travel posts from last summer, Miami, Bahamas, New York, all the spots. Marcus had business trips for his so-called consulting firm. K held up one paper yelling, this right here, this receipt from the Ritz-Carlton in Miami. Jasmine posted a sunset pic from the balcony same night saying feeling blessed. Meanwhile, Marcus's wife was home with the kids thinking he was working late. Honey, the math ain't mathing. Rasheeda joined midway through the live. She didn't yell, she didn't have to, her voice was ice. She said Jasmine called me crying 2 weeks ago begging me not to say anything, said she was going to end it, said she was sorry for dragging me into her mess. I believed her because I wanted to believe in redemption, but then I saw her post a throwback pic with Marcus tagged as bestie energy and I realized she wasn't sorry, she was just sorry she got caught. The live chat was a war zone, supporters of Jasmine screaming y'all messy, leave her alone, others typing expose her, keep going, receipts, receipts. The energy was electric. K Michelle read another text aloud from Jasmine to her months back, I can't leave him K, he takes care of me in ways nobody else does, he says he's leaving her soon, just give me time, please don't tell Rasheeda. K responded in the messages, girl, time is up, you playing with a whole family, wake up. But Jasmine never woke up. Instead she kept collecting gifts, kept taking trips, kept living the double life. Rasheeda leaned in closer to the camera and said the worst part isn't even the affair, it's the lying to all of us. We were her sisters, we covered for her when she disappeared for days, we told people she was working on new music, we lied for her and she lied to us. The betrayal cut deep, not just for fans but for the circle. Jasmine's phone had to be on fire, blocked numbers, friends blowing her up, her own family reportedly reached out begging begging her to speak but still nothing. Then the first crack appeared. Jasmine posted a single story, black screen, white text, praying for peace and understanding, no explanation, no apology, just that fans tore it apart, praying for peace while you out here wrecking homes. Girl, by others said she's hurting too, give her grace, but grace was running out fast. Marcus's wife Tasha finally broke her silence, not with a rant but with a long carousel post. First slide, family photo, smiling all four of them. Second slide, wedding rings. Third slide, text overlay, I gave you my youth, my trust, my everything, and you gave me lies. I'm not okay, but I will be. The comments were flooded with support, women saying you deserve better, queen, leave him, others tagging Jasmine directly saying this is on you. The post went mega viral, over 2 million views in hours. Love and hip-hop blogs reposted it with headlines. Jasmine Kirk named an explosive cheating scandal. K. Michelle reposted it to her story with praying hands emoji and the caption, truth hurts but healing starts with truth. Rasheeda quote tweeted it saying, strength looks different on everybody, proud of you sis. The support for Tasha was overwhelming. Meanwhile, Jasmine's mentions were a battlefield. Death threats weren't flying yet, but the hate was thick, people calling her homewrecker, side chick, hypocrite, all the names. Fans who once bought her merch now posting videos burning it. Dramatic but real emotions were everywhere. Jasmine finally went live 3 days after the initial bomb. 20,000 people tuned in within minutes. She sat in a dimly lit room, no makeup, hair in a bonnet, looking exhausted. She started, soft y'all, I never wanted to hurt anybody, I've been dealing with something heavy for a long time and I didn't know how to get out. The chat was ruthless, already typing liar liar, show receipts. She kept going, I met Marcus years ago as friends, it turned into more. I knew he was married, I take full responsibility for my part, I was wrong, I was selfish, I hurt people who didn't deserve it, including my friends, including women who looked up to me. I'm sorry. The sorry landed flat for a lot of people because it came with no details, no timeline, no mention of ending it. K. Michelle jumped in the comments, live typing, girl, where the apology for lying to me to Rasheeda, to everybody. Jasmine saw it and addressed it directly. K. Rasheeda, I'm so sorry I dragged y'all into my darkness, I should have been honest from the jump. Rasheeda wasn't on live, but she reposted a clip of Jasmine's apology with one word response, delayed. The shade was lethal. Jasmine continued, I'm stepping away from social media for a while to heal, to reflect, to make things right with the people I hurt. I'm not asking for forgiveness right now, I just want space. The live ended abruptly, she blocked the chat mid-sentence. Fans were furious, space, really, after all this you run and hide? Typical Jasmine. The blog spun it as damage control, PR move, not genuine apology. K. Michelle went back live that same night laughing sarcastically saying, y'all see that weak apology, she didn't even say his name, didn't say she ending it, didn't show one receipt, just tears and a bonnet. Sis, we seen that script before. Rasheeda posted a longer message on IG, I've been quiet because I needed to process my own hurt. Jasmine was like a sister, I protected her, covered for her, believed her lies when she said it was over, I even prayed with her about it, but prayer don't work when the heart's still choosing sin. I'm not angry anymore, I'm just done protecting what don't protect me. To Tasha and the kids, my heart is with you, healing ain't easy but you not alone. The post got over 1 million likes, women everywhere relating, pouring out their own stories of betrayal. The narrative shifted hard. Jasmine wasn't the victim anymore, she was the villain, and the tide was turning fast. But then the first major twist hit. A blind item dropped on an anonymous T page saying the married man in question wasn't just cheating with Jasmine, there was another woman involved, someone from the industry, someone who'd been quiet this whole time. Sources saying Jasmine knew about the other woman and stayed anyway because the money was too good, the gifts, the lifestyle, the power dynamic. It wasn't love, it was transaction. The internet lost it. Who was the other woman? Theories flew from IG models to backup singers to even a producer's assistant. Nobody knew, but the rumor mill was spinning. Marcus reportedly lawyered up fast, his PR team putting out a vague statement about private family matters being exploited for clout, but no denial of the affair, no defense of Jasmine, nothing. Tasha filed for divorce the same week. Papers leaked online showing irreconcilable differences and emotional abuse. The kids' names redacted but custody battle brewing. Jasmine's name mentioned in the filing as correspondent, meaning the other woman. The proof was their hotel records, phone logs, everything. Jasmine's team tried to spin it saying she was being harassed, but nobody was buying it. The pressure was crushing her from every side. Family reportedly begged her to come home to Georgia to get away from Atlanta drama. Friends distanced themselves quietly. Unfollows happening left and right. Even her business partners started pulling back, sponsorships drying up, brand deals pausing. The empire she built on being the strong independent woman was cracking at the foundation. K. Michelle and Rasheeda weren't letting up. They did a joint interview on a popular YouTube channel, sitting side by side, no smiles, just straight talk. K. said, I didn't want to do this, I really didn't, but Jasmine forced my hand when she kept lying even after I begged her to stop. Rasheeda added, we gave her chance after chance, she chose this path, now she got to walk it alone. The interview went viral, clips everywhere, especially when K said something chilling, I know more y'all think this is it, this is just the surface, there's a baby involved and it ain't Tasha's. The room went silent. The host's jaw dropped. Rasheeda looked at K like, girl, you sure? K nodded. I got the messages, the ultrasound pics Jasmine sent me, crying saying, what do I do? He said he'd take care of it, but then he ghosted her for weeks. The internet imploded. Baby was all anybody could type. Jasmine Kirk pregnant by a married man, and he dipped. The story had legs now. It wasn't just drama, it was a full-blown tragedy wrapped in scandal, wrapped in more scandal. Fans were glued waiting for the next bomb, because if there was a baby then everything changed. Custody, child support, public shame, all of it on the table. Jasmine went dark again, longer this time. No lives, no stories, accounts private. The silence was deafening. but the noise around her was louder than ever. Part 2 and Part 3 flow right from here. The layers keep peeling and the pain keeps deepening, but the court of public opinion, where verdicts came fast and unforgiving, the pressure cooker finally blew when Jasmine Kirk scheduled her first public response, not a vague IG post but a full sit-down interview with a popular podcast host known for letting guests spill without heavy editing. The announcement dropped like a bomb, notifications flooded every phone. Jasmine Kirk speaks tonight 9 p.m. The hype was insane, people canceling plans, refreshing pages, early setting reminders. The anticipation felt like election night mixed with a family reunion gone wrong. K. Michelle and Rasheeda both reposted the flyer with the same caption, "We'll be watching and so will the world." The interview started slow. Jasmine appeared polished, makeup flawless, hair in soft waves, wearing a cream blazer that screamed "I'm still in control," but her eyes told a different story. They were red-rimmed, tired, like she hadn't slept in days. The host asked the obvious question, "Jasmine, the past week has been brutal. What do you want people to know right now?" Jasmine took a deep breath and the words came out measured. "I've made mistakes. I've hurt people I never wanted to hurt, and for that I'm truly sorry. I fell in love with someone who wasn't available, and instead of walking away I stayed because the feelings felt bigger than the consequences." The host pressed, "But you knew he was married, you knew there were children?" Jasmine nodded slowly. "Yes, I knew, and that's the part I can't excuse. I told myself stories to make it okay. I told myself his marriage was already broken, that I wasn't the reason it was failing, but looking back I see how selfish that was, how hurtful that was to his wife, to his kids, to everyone who believed in the version of me I showed the world." The tears started then, real ones, not the performative kind. She wiped them quickly, but they kept coming. "I lost friends over this. I lost respect. I lost pieces of myself trying to hold on to something that was never mine to begin with." The chat during the live stream was a war zone, some typing praying for her healing, others typing karma finally caught up, "You deserve this pain." The host shifted gears. "What about K. Michelle and Rasheeda? They say they exposed this because you wouldn't come clean." Jasmine looked directly into the camera for the first time, her voice steadier now. "They're right, I should have come clean sooner. I asked them both to keep my secret because I was scared of losing everything, and in trying to protect myself I hurt them too. I owe them an apology, not just for the lies but for putting them in that impossible position of choosing between loyalty and truth." K. Michelle, watching from her couch with Rasheeda live, reacted in real time. K muted the podcast audio for a second and said, "Damn, she actually said it." Rasheeda nodded, but her face stayed guarded. "She's saying the right words now, but words are cheap. We need action. We need her to make it right with Sarah, not just with us." The interview continued, Jasmine admitting to the financial help she gave Marcus, explaining it started as loans for his music, then turned into gifts because she believed in his dream more than her own boundaries. She said, "I convinced myself I was supporting a king, not enabling a cheater, but I was wrong." The host asked about the future. "Do you still talk to Marcus?" Jasmine shook her head. "No, we ended it the night the first screenshots leaked. I blocked him everywhere. I told him I couldn't do this anymore, not to his family, not to mine, not to myself, but the damage was already done and I have to live with that every day." Fans watching were split again, some softening, saying at least she's owning it, others staying hard, saying too little too late. Where was this energy before the receipts dropped? The interview ended with Jasmine making a direct plea to Sarah, "I'm so sorry for the pain I caused you. You didn't deserve any of this. If there's ever a way for me to make amends, even a small one, I'm open to it. I know words don't fix betrayal, but I'm willing to back them up with whatever you need." The screen faded to black and the internet erupted. Reaction videos poured in within minutes, bloggers dissecting every pause, every tear. K. Michelle went live immediately after saying, "Okay, I heard the apology, I felt the emotion, but Sarah is the one who gets to decide if it's enough." Rasheeda posted a simple text story, no emojis, no shade, just 4 words, "Truth without change is empty." The next morning, Sarah surprised everyone by responding publicly, not through a friend this time but on her own Instagram. She posted a single photo of her and her 3 kids at a park, no Marcus in sight, caption reading, "My strength comes from them, not from apologies, not from promises, from people who knew better. My focus is healing my home, rebuilding trust with my babies. Anything else is noise." The post got over 1 million likes in hours, comments flooded with support. "Queen Sarah, protect your peace. We stand with you." Jasmine liked the post within minutes but said nothing further. The move was classy, restrained, powerful. It shifted the narrative again. Now the conversation wasn't just about Jasmine's downfall, it was about Sarah's resilience. Marcus stayed silent the entire time, no posts, no apologies, just ghosting, which only made him look worse. Fans started trending, "Hold Marcus accountable," alongside Jasmine Kirk exposed. The layers kept peeling. A week later, another bombshell dropped. An anonymous source close to Marcus leaked audio of a heated phone call between him and Jasmine from 2 months before everything went public. In the recording, Marcus is heard saying, "Baby, I'm leaving her soon, I swear, just hold on." Jasmine responds with frustration, "You've been saying that for years, Marcus. I'm tired of being the secret. I want to post this. I want to be real." Marcus snaps back, "You knew the deal. If you post anything, it's over for both of us. I'll deny everything and you'll look crazy." The call ended with Jasmine crying softly, saying, "I hate this, but I love you more." The audio spread like gasoline on fire, proving Jasmine hadn't just been passive, she'd been pushing for more, pushing for public status while knowing it would destroy his family. K. Michelle reposted the clip with the caption, "This is the part she left out of the interview. She wasn't just in love, she was fighting to be the main chick." Rasheeda added her own story quote block, saying, "Love doesn't ask you to hide, it asks you to choose it." The backlash intensified. Jasmine's business took hits, sponsors pulling out quietly, her clothing line launch delayed indefinitely, her empowerment seminars cancelled due to low ticket sales. The empire she built on authenticity was collapsing under the weight of proven hypocrisy, but Jasmine didn't disappear. She started posting again, not defensive this time but reflective daily stories of therapy sessions, journaling, gratitude walks. She captioned one photo sitting in a park alone, "I'm learning to love myself without needing someone else to validate it. It's hard, but it's necessary." Fans noticed the shift. Some returned to her page saying growth looks good on you, others stayed away saying accountability isn't aesthetic, it's action. The family drama extended beyond Jasmine. Her sister, who defended her early on, posted a tearful apology video. "I was wrong to attack Sarah and the kids. I was protecting my sister, but I hurt people in the process. I'm sorry." The circle was closing, everyone owning pieces of the mess. Even K. Michelle and Rasheeda faced backlash from Jasmine's diehard fans, calling them bullies, clout chasers, but they stood firm. In a joint interview, K said, "We didn't start this, Jasmine's choices started it. We just refused to keep covering for her." Rasheeda added, "Friendship doesn't mean blind loyalty, it means tough love when necessary." The saga refused to die down. Months passed, new tea kept surfacing, old friends coming forward with stories of Jasmine bragging about her secret man, dismissing Sarah as stuck in a loveless marriage. One former assistant leaked emails where Jasmine wrote, "I'm building my brand while building his career. We're power couple goals, just nobody knows it yet." The receipts kept validating the original exposure. The public's attention shifted slowly from pure outrage to fascination with redemption arcs. Sarah filed for divorce quietly. Marcus moved out of the family home. Rumors swirled he was trying to launch a solo career, but no label would touch him. The karma wheel turned slow but steady. Jasmine started a new podcast called After the Fall, interviewing other women about public mistakes, accountability, and rebuilding. She invited Sarah as a guest months later. In a moment nobody expected, Sarah accepted. The episode dropped and it was raw, emotional. Sarah spoke first. "I didn't come here to forgive Jasmine on camera. Forgiveness is personal and I'm still working through mine, but I came because healing looks different for everyone and maybe talking helps someone else." Jasmine cried openly, saying, "Thank you for even showing up. I don't deserve your grace, but I'm grateful for it." The conversation wasn't perfect. There were tense silences, long pauses, but it happened too. Women who once existed in the same man's orbit now sitting across from each other, choosing dialogue over destruction. The comments were overwhelmingly positive, people typing healing is possible, growth is real, this is what accountability looks like. K. Michelle and Rasheeda watched the episode together live reacting. K said, "I'm proud of both of them. This is bigger than the drama." Rasheeda agreed. "Sometimes the truth hurts so bad it forces change, and change is the only way out." The cycle broke in small ways. Jasmine donated proceeds from her podcast to domestic violence and family counseling services. Sarah started a support group for women rebuilding after betrayal. Marcus faded into the background. No more flashy posts, no more promises, just quiet consequences. The story that started with betrayal ended not with total destruction but with uneasy peace, lessons carved into everyone's skin. The fans who rode the wave from start to finish felt something shift too. They saw the mess, the pain, the lies, but they also saw the aftermath, the apologies, the growth, the refusal to stay broken. It wasn't a fairy tale ending, it was real life, messy, complicated, human, and in the end that's what kept people talking long after the headlines faded. The truth came out ugly and loud, but what came after was quieter, stronger, more honest. Jasmine Kirk's world didn't end, it reshaped itself around truth instead of secrets, and while scars remained, the bleeding finally stopped. The drama that once consumed Atlanta became a cautionary tale, whispered in group chats, referenced in think pieces, turned into TikTok sound bites, but mostly it became proof that even in the glittering world of reality TV and social media, the truth, no matter how delayed, no matter how painful, always finds its way to the surface, and when it does, it forces everyone to look in the mirror and decide who they want to be on the other side. The saga closed not with fireworks but with reflection, and that perhaps was the biggest twist of all. The reckoning had arrived and Jasmine Kirk was at the center of it all, fighting for her reputation, her relationships, and her very legacy, while K. Michelle and Rasheeda stood tall as the unlikely heroes of honesty in a world built on smoke and mirrors. The lines had blurred, the alliances had shifted, and the final act was loading up for the most explosive reveal yet. The fans were glued, the blogs were buzzing, and the drama was far from finished. It was only evolving into something even bigger, more personal and more heartbreaking than before. The storm had arrived and it was here to stay until every last lie was dragged into the light and every heart was laid bare for judgment. The next chapter was going to test them all, and only the strongest would remain standing when the dust finally settled. But for now the fire raged on hotter than ever before, and the world watched in stunned silence, waiting for the next bombshell to drop, because in this story the truth was the ultimate weapon and it had already been fired with deadly accuracy. The battle continued, the emotions soared, and the heartbreak multiplied with every new revelation. The saga of Jasmine Kirk's exposed relationship was turning into legend right before everyone's eyes, and K. Michelle and Rasheeda were the narrators, refusing to let the story die until justice, or at least full disclosure, was served. The heat refused to die down, the twists kept multiplying, and the drama remained at an all-time high with no end in sight. Yet the next wave was already forming, ready to crash down harder than before, and when it did, it would leave nothing but wreckage in its wake. The saga continued, and the best was still yet to come, or worse, depending on whose side you were on. But one thing remained certain in this whirlwind of lies and loyalty: the truth always finds a way to surface, and when it does, it changes everything forever. Months after the podcast episode that had everyone talking, Jasmine Kirk made her boldest move yet. She announced a live event called The Truth Session, a one-night-only streaming special where she promised to answer every question, no filters, no scripts, just raw, unedited honesty. The ticket link went live and sold out in under 2 hours. Fans from across the country booked flights to Atlanta just just to be in the room. People who had unfollowed her years ago quietly tuned in. The curiosity was too strong to resist. K. Michelle and Rasheeda were invited as special guests, not as enemies but as the ones who forced the mirror to be held up. They accepted on one condition: the conversation had to be real, no pre-approved questions, no producer interference. Jasmine agreed immediately. The night arrived. The venue was intimate, a small theater in Midtown Atlanta, dim lights, velvet seats, a single stage with 3 chairs and a big screen behind it for receipts to flash when needed. The stream started with over 500,000 viewers already locked in the chat, moving like a heartbeat. Jasmine walked out first in a simple black dress, no jewelry, no glam, just her natural curls and bare face. She looked smaller, somehow more human. Rasheeda entered next, regal in red. K. Michelle last, strutting in gold sequins, because even in heavy moments she refused to dim her light. The 3 women sat down, no hugs, no fake smiles, just eye contact that carried years of history. The moderator, a neutral journalist, opened with a simple question: Jasmine, where do we start? Jasmine exhaled slowly. From the beginning, I guess, because that's where the lies started too. She turned to Rasheeda. First, I betrayed our friendship. I used your trust as a safety net while I built a secret life, and I'm sorry for every moment you had to carry that weight. Rasheeda's eyes softened just a fraction. I accepted your apology privately months ago, but hearing it here in front of everyone feels different. It feels final. Jasmine nodded, then looked at K. Michelle. You were the loudest voice calling me out, and I hated you for it at first, but now I thank you, because without that noise I might still be hiding. K. Michelle leaned forward, her voice low but firm. I didn't do it for thanks. I did it because I couldn't watch another woman destroy herself and drag others down with her. You almost lost everything, Jasmine. You almost lost yourself. The conversation flowed for over 2 hours. They dissected texts, they played voice notes, they read DMs aloud. The audience gasped, cried, laughed in disbelief at some of the wilder excuses Jasmine once made. One moment stood out when the big screen flashed a photo of Jasmine and Marcus at a rooftop party the same night. Sarah was in labor with their 3rd child. Jasmine covered her mouth, tears spilling. I didn't know she was delivering that night. I swear I found out later and I felt sick. I still feel sick. Rasheeda reached over and squeezed her hand for the first time that night. No words, just that small gesture. The room felt the shift. The energy changed from confrontation to something closer to catharsis. Then came the audience questions, pre-submitted and read live. One fan asked, Jasmine, do you regret it? Jasmine answered without hesitation, every single day. Another asked, Rasheeda, would you do it again? Expose her like that? Rasheeda paused, then said yes, because silence would have let the hurt keep spreading, and hurt like that doesn't stay contained, it poisons everything. K. Michelle got the hardest question from a young woman in the front row. Why do women tear each other down instead of lifting each other up? K's eyes filled. She said, sometimes we tear down because we're scared if we don't speak the truth nobody else will, and sometimes we tear down because we've been torn down ourselves, but tonight we're trying to rebuild. That's the real work. The night ended with all 3 women standing together. Jasmine spoke last. I can't erase what I did. I can't give Sarah back her peace or her time, but I can promise to live differently from here forward, to choose honesty even when it hurts, to choose myself without needing to borrow someone else's light. The stream cut to black. Over 1 million viewers had stayed until the end. The comments poured in. Healing looks like this: messy, awkward, beautiful, real. The aftermath was quieter but deeper. Jasmine's podcast numbers doubled, not because of drama but because people wanted to hear more about growth. Sarah never appeared on the show again, but she sent a private message. Jasmine shared only one line from it: thank you for not running from the mirror anymore. Marcus tried to resurface once with a weak apology video that got ratioed into oblivion. Fans dragged him so hard he deleted his accounts for good. The family that was once divided slowly started talking again. Jasmine's sister and Rasheeda met for coffee. No cameras, just 2 women trying to understand each other. K. Michelle threw a private dinner for the circle, the one that survived the storm. Toasts were made not to the drama but to the strength it took to walk through it. Years later, when people looked back on the Jasmine Kirk saga, they didn't just remember the betrayal, they remembered the redemption. The way 3 women who once stood on opposite sides of a war chose to sit down and talk instead of keep swinging. It became a case study in reality TV circles: how exposure can destroy but truth can rebuild, how friendship can break but sometimes if the love was real enough it can heal in pieces. Fans still argued in comment sections about who was right, who was wrong, but most agreed on one thing: the truth finally came out, and when it did, it didn't just expose Jasmine Kirk, it exposed all of them: the flaws, the fears, the capacity for both destruction and grace. The story that started with a secret affair ended with 3 women stronger than they were before, scarred yes, but standing taller because they chose the hard road over the easy lie. The drama that once lit up timelines now lived in quiet lessons, whispered between friends, told to daughters as cautionary tales, but mostly remembered as proof that even in the messiest chapters of life, growth is possible when nobody runs from the mirror anymore. The fire that K. Michelle and Rasheeda started didn't burn everything to the ground, it burned away the fake parts, leaving room for something real to grow in its place. And in the end, that was the biggest twist of all: not the exposure but the evolution. The way pain turned into purpose, the way betrayal turned into boundaries, the way silence turned into statements that actually meant something. Jasmine Kirk didn't disappear, she transformed. Rasheeda didn't just expose, she elevated. K. Michelle didn't just yell, she healed in her own loud way, and the fans who watched it all unfold didn't just consume tea, they witnessed a revolution, small, personal, raw but real. The saga closed its final chapter not with a bang but with a breath, a collective exhale that said, we survived, we learned, we changed. And maybe that's the only ending that ever really mattered in a world obsessed with perfection. The truth, no matter how brutal, no matter how late, no matter how loud, always wins, because truth truth doesn't need likes or follows or filters, it just needs to be spoken, and once it's out, nothing can put it back in the box. The storm passed, the skies cleared, and Atlanta kept shining, but a little brighter for the women who walked through fire and came out the other side not broken but forged anew. The legend of Jasmine Kirk wasn't about the fall, it was about the rise that followed, and in that rise everyone found a piece of themselves reflected back, a reminder that even when the world watches your worst moments, the choice to do better is still yours alone, and when you choose it, the healing echoes louder than the drama ever did. The end wasn't tidy, it wasn't perfect, but it was honest, and in the glittering, chaotic world of reality TV and secrets, honesty became the rarest, most powerful currency of all. The story faded from daily headlines, but it never really left the culture. It lived on in memes and think pieces and late-night conversations between friends asking each other the real question: when the truth comes knocking, do you open the door or keep pretending you're not home? Jasmine K. Michelle Rasheeda, they opened the door wide, and what walked through changed everything forever. The drama was over, but the lessons were just beginning, and that perhaps was the most sensational part of all. The legend of Jasmine Kirk wasn't about the fall, it was about the rise that followed, and in that rise everyone found a piece of themselves reflected back, a reminder that even when the world watches your worst moments, the choice to do better is still yours alone, and when you choose it, the healing echoes louder than the drama ever did. But the story didn't end there, because in the world of reality TV and endless timelines, nothing ever truly ends, it just evolves into new seasons, new arcs, new betrayals, and new redemptions. A year after the truth session, Jasmine Kirk shocked everyone again by launching a limited docuseries called Mirrors and Masks, streaming exclusively on a major platform. She didn't promote it with flashy trailers or celebrity cameos, she let the title do the talking, and when the first episode dropped, the viewership numbers broke records within hours, not because of scandal this time, but because people wanted to see what happened after the cameras stopped rolling. The series opened with Jasmine alone in a therapy office, no makeup, just a hoodie and tears. She spoke directly to the lens: I spent years hiding behind a perfect image because I thought that's what success looked like, but perfection is a prison, and I was serving a life sentence. The footage cut to old clips of her on red carpets smiling for paparazzi, then to grainy phone videos of her crying in hotel rooms after arguments with Marcus. The contrast hit hard. Fans who once hated her now sat in silence watching a woman dissect her own choices. Episode 2 brought Rasheeda back into the frame. They filmed a sit-down in Rasheeda's home kitchen, casual, no lights, no crew, just two women with coffee mugs and real talk. Rasheeda started: I wasn't angry at you for loving the wrong man, I was angry because you made me complicit in the lie you asked me to cover for you. When Marcus would call during family dinners, you asked me to say you were with me when you were really with him. Jasmine listened head down, then whispered, I know, and every time I asked I hated myself a little more. Rasheeda continued, but the real betrayal was when you stopped being my friend and started using our friendship as an alibi. I had to choose between protecting you and protecting my own peace, and I chose peace. Jasmine reached across the table. This time Rasheeda let her hand stay there, no pull away, just quiet acceptance. The episode ended with them walking through Rasheeda's garden talking about forgiveness, not as a gift but as a release for both of them. K. Michelle appeared in episode 4 and the energy shifted immediately. She walked in wearing all black like she was attending a funeral for the old. Jasmine K. didn't sugarcoat anything. She said, girl, I screamed at you, I dragged you, I put your business in the streets because I was hurt too. You weren't just lying to the world, you were lying to me, to my face, while I was going through my own hell, and I felt stupid for believing you. Jasmine nodded. I made you feel stupid, and that's unforgivable. K. leaned in, but here's the thing, I forgive you not because you deserve it, but because carrying hate is heavier than carrying truth, and I'm tired of being heavy. The scene cut to them hugging, awkward at first, then real tears mixing with laughter. The docuseries didn't try to erase the pain, it showed it in full color: the arguments, the silences, the breakthroughs. Sarah even made a brief appearance in the final episode, not to forgive on camera but to speak her truth. She sat in a neutral studio voice steady. My healing didn't need Jasmine's apology, it needed my own boundaries, it needed space, it needed time, and I took all of it. I don't hate her anymore. Hate takes energy I'd rather give to my children, my new life, my peace. Jasmine watched that clip from the editing bay, eyes wet, saying, I don't expect her grace, I just hope she knows I'm still sorry even if she never hears it again. The series closed with Jasmine walking alone on an Atlanta beach at sunrise, voiceover saying, I lost a lot but I found me, and that trade-off was worth every tear, every headline, every unfollow. The credits rolled over a simple black screen with white text, thank you for witnessing the truth. The aftermath was seismic, not dramatic, seismic. The docuseries won awards for authenticity. Jasmine's followers didn't just return, they grew deeper. More loyal people who once called her fake now called her brave. Podcasts invited her not to rehash drama but to talk about mental health, boundaries, self-worth. She started mentoring young women in the industry, telling them the one lesson she wished someone had told her sooner: your worth isn't in how perfect you look, it's in how honest you can be when you're not perfect. Rasheeda and K. Michelle both saw career boosts too. Rasheeda's music took on a new edge, lyrics about loyalty, truth, and walking away stronger. K. Michelle's talk show got renewed for 3 more seasons with a segment called Real Talk where guests came to own their mess. No judgment, just accountability. The 3 women even did a joint photo photoshoot for a major magazine cover titled The Reckoning: 3 Faces That Changed the Conversation Forever. No forced smiles, just direct stares into the camera like they were daring the world to look away. Years past, the saga became folklore in Atlanta circles, referenced in songs, quoted in sermons, turned into college thesis topics on social media. Influence and personal accountability. Jasmine never got back with Marcus. He faded completely, rumored to be living quietly somewhere in Florida working a regular job. No more dreams of stardom, just consequences. Sarah remarried a kind man who adored her kids. They posted family vacations. No shade, no subs, just happiness. Jasmine stayed single for a long time, focusing on her foundation that supported single mothers escaping toxic situations. She spoke at events not as a victim or a villain, but as a survivor who chose to turn pain into purpose. One night at a charity gala, Jasmine, Rasheeda, and K. Michelle ended up at the same table. Unplanned, no awkwardness, just easy conversation, laughing about old fights, joking about who screamed the loudest on live. Jasmine raised her glass to the women who saved me from myself. Rasheeda clinked hers to the woman who finally listened. K. Michelle grinned and added, to the mess that made us better. The room watched in awe because what started as war had become something rare in their world. Genuine respect. The fans who followed the entire journey felt it too. Comment sections once filled with venom now overflowed with gratitude. Thank you for showing us that people can change. Thank you for proving that truth hurts but lies destroy. Thank you for the messy, beautiful human ending nobody saw coming. The story that began with exposure ended with elevation, not because everything was fixed but because everyone chose to grow through the broken pieces. Jasmine Kirk didn't become a saint, she became real. Rasheeda didn't become soft, she became wiser. K. Michelle didn't lower her voice, she used it for good, and together they showed the world that sometimes the loudest drama leads to the quietest, most powerful healing. The fire that once threatened to burn everything down became the forge that shaped something unbreakable, and in the end that was the real sensational part. Not the secrets, not the receipts, not the lives, but the way 3 women refused to let the worst chapter be the last one. They wrote a new story, one page at a time, one apology at a time, one honest conversation at a time, and the world didn't just watch. They learned, they healed, they changed right alongside them, because when the truth comes out ugly and raw, it doesn't have to stay ugly, it can become the foundation for something beautiful if only everyone involved has the courage to keep showing up, to keep speaking, to keep choosing growth over grudge. The saga of Jasmine Kirk, K. Michelle, and Rasheeda didn't end with destruction, it ended with reconstruction, and that, my friends, is the kind of plot twist that reality TV dreams are made of. Raw, real, and forever unforgettable. The lights dimmed, the credits rolled, but the impact lingered long after the screen went black, because some stories don't just entertain, they transform, and this one transformed everyone who dared to watch until the very last frame. The lights dimmed, the credits rolled, but the impact lingered long after the screen went black, because some stories don't just entertain, they transform, and this one transformed everyone who dared to watch until the very last frame. But life in the spotlight never stays frozen in a neat epilogue, especially when the names involved still command headlines and the fans still crave updates. 2 years after Mirrors and Masks premiered, Jasmine Kirk found herself back in the news, not for scandal but for something quietly revolutionary. She partnered with a major streaming service to produce a new unscripted series called Second Chances, not a solo redemption vehicle but a multicast format where women who had been publicly shamed for personal mistakes came together to share their journeys. No competition, no eliminations, just honest conversations guided by therapists and life coaches. The first season featured Jasmine as executive producer and occasional on-camera participant, but the real headline came when Rasheeda agreed to appear as a recurring mentor figure. Her role wasn't to judge but to facilitate the kind of tough love she once gave Jasmine on live. K. Michelle signed on too, not as a host but as the wildcard voice, the one who would call BS when needed and celebrate breakthroughs when they happened. The announcement dropped and the internet did what it always does, it split opinions. Some called it genius, saying it turned pain into platform. Others cried clout chase, saying they were milking the old drama for new checks. But when the trailer hit, it silenced a lot of the noise. Clips showed Jasmine sitting in a circle with women who had been cancelled for everything from financial fraud to public infidelity. One woman tearfully admitted, "I thought my life was over after the blogs tore me apart." Jasmine reached over and said, "I know that feeling, I lived it, but look at us now, we're still here, still breathing, still building." And that's the win. The series premiered to massive numbers not because of manufactured fights, but because of the rare authenticity it captured. No dramatic music swells, no producer prompted breakdowns, just women talking over coffee, crying in group hugs, laughing about how ridiculous their old excuses sounded. One episode in particular went mega viral. It featured a young influencer who had been exposed for faking her relationship timeline, much like Jasmine once hid hers. The girl broke down, saying, "I lied because I thought being single made me less valuable." Jasmine listened, then shared her own story, not the polished version but the ugly one. "I lied because I thought being the secret side piece made me special. I thought it proved I was desirable enough to steal a man from his family. It didn't, it just proved I was willing to hurt people to feel wanted." The camera caught Rasheeda's reaction, a slow nod, then a quiet, "I remember telling you that exact thing years ago and you weren't ready to hear it." Jasmine smiled through tears, "I'm ready now." The episode ended with the young woman hugging Jasmine, whispering, "Thank you for showing me it's possible to come back from this." The comments exploded with people saying this is what healing content should look like. No toxicity, no shade, just mirrors held up gently but firmly. K. Michelle's moments were gold. She didn't hold back when another cast member tried to deflect blame, saying, "My ex made me do it." K cut in with that signature fire girl, "Nobody makes you send those texts, nobody makes makes you book those hotel rooms, you chose every step, and owning that choice is the only way you get free. The woman cried, but she nodded, and in the next episode she came back having made her first public apology. No excuses, just accountability. The series ran for 8 episodes and by the finale ratings had climbed steadily, not from drama peaks but from steady emotional resonance. The women on the show started businesses together, launched support groups, appeared on each other's podcasts. The ripple effect spread beyond the screen. Jasmine's foundation grew, receiving grants and celebrity donations. Rasheeda's mentoring sessions became booked solid with women from all industries wanting her no-nonsense wisdom. K. Michelle's platform expanded into mental health advocacy, partnering with organizations to fund therapy for Black women in entertainment. The three of them even started an annual retreat called Rise After the Fall, an invite-only gathering for women rebuilding after public fallout. No media allowed, just workshops, bonfires, honest talks, and the kind of sisterhood that only comes from shared scars. One year at the retreat, Jasmine pulled Rasheeda and Kay aside under the stars. She said, "I never thought I'd be here with y'all, laughing, crying, planning instead of fighting." Rasheeda looked up at the sky. "I never thought I'd forgive you this fully, but I did, because holding on to anger was hurting me more than your lies ever could." K. Michelle wiped a tear, then laughed, "Girl, don't get too soft on me. I still got receipts if you slip." Jasmine laughed too, the realest laugh she'd had in years, and in that moment the past felt smaller, the future felt wider. The drama that once defined them now felt like a distant season 1 episode in a much longer show. Meanwhile, Sarah thrived in her new chapter. She wrote a memoir titled Unbroken, not about revenge but about reclaiming joy after betrayal. The book became a quiet bestseller, praised for its lack of bitterness. She appeared on talk shows saying, "Forgiveness isn't for the other person, it's for you. It frees up space in your heart for better things." Marcus remained a ghost. No comebacks, no interviews, no attempts to rewrite the narrative. He simply vanished from the spotlight, and most people were fine with that. The culture had moved on to new scandals, new stars, new tea, but the Jasmine Kirk story lingered as a benchmark, a rare case where the exposure didn't destroy everyone involved. It forced evolution, it forced growth, it forced real change. Fans still brought it up in comment sections when new drama popped off. They'd type, "Remember when Jasmine Kirk got exposed?" And instead of crumbling, they all leveled up. That's the blueprint. Years turned into a decade and the names still carried weight. Jasmine became a sought-after speaker at universities, talking about digital accountability, the psychological cost of social media fame, and the power of radical honesty. Rasheeda expanded her empire into wellness, launching a line of journals and affirmation cards with prompts like, "What truth am I avoiding today and who deserves my apology?" K. Michelle kept her voice loud but channeled it into causes: voting drives, mental health, destigmatization, and calling out industry hypocrisy whenever it reared its head. They crossed paths often at events, award shows, charity galas. Each time the interaction was warmer, more genuine. Paparazzi photos captured them hugging, laughing, posing together. No forced smiles, just real ones. The headlines shifted from expose to empowerment, from drama queens to queens of second chances. The fans who had watched the entire arc grew up with them. Some who were teens when the scandal broke now had kids of their own, and they told, "And we made it, and so can you." The story of Jasmine Kirk, K. Michelle, and Rasheeda didn't end with Unbroken Voices or Rise Collective. It didn't end at all. It became part of the fabric, part of the conversation, part of the air women breathed. When they decided enough hiding, enough pretending, enough shrinking, they became the reminder that falls happen but rises are possible. And when women rise together, the ground shifts, the sky widens, and the world never looks quite the same again, because truth doesn't just expose, it liberates, and once liberated, nothing can hold you back. Not secrets, not shame, not even the past, because the past is just a chapter and you, my sister, are writing the rest, and the rest is wide open, full of light, full of power, full of you, unapologetically, gloriously you. And that is the ending that isn't an ending at all. It's an eternal beginning, one honest breath at a time, one brave step at a time, one woman at a time, until the whole world knows what rising really looks like. And it looks like us, it looks like them, it looks like every single one of us who ever fell and chose to get up anyway. The drama faded, the lights dimmed, but the rise, it kept rising forever and ever, unbroken, unbreakable, undeniable. The final truth wasn't the scandal, it was the strength, and that strength changed everything. And there you have it, the full explosive saga of Jasmine Kirk, the secret affair, the brutal exposure by K. Michelle and Rasheeda, the tears, the apologies, the breakdowns, the breakthroughs, the arena tours, the healing circles, the Rise Collective, and a legacy that turned one of the messiest betrayals in reality TV history into one of the most powerful stories of redemption, growth, and unbreakable sisterhood. We started with hidden texts, hotel receipts, and a live that set the internet on fire, and we ended with women lighting candles for each other, building safe spaces, teaching the next generation that truth isn't the enemy, it's the only way out of the darkness. Emotions ran high, families were divided, friendships were tested, reputations were shattered, but in the ashes something stronger emerged. Women who refused to stay broken, women who chose honesty over hiding, women who reached back to pull the next one up. And that, my friends, is the real tea, the kind that doesn't just spill, it transforms. So what do you think? After all this chaos, all these twists, all these years of drama, who came out on top? Was it Jasmine for turning her fall into a foundation of purpose? Was it Rasheeda for having the courage to speak when silence would have been easier? Was it K. Michelle for screaming the truth until it couldn't be ignored anymore? Or was it Sarah, the quiet queen who protected her peace, rebuilt her life, and showed that real strength doesn't need a microphone? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me whose side you were on from the very beginning. Did the apology feel real to you, or was it too little too late? Do you believe people can truly change after something this public, this painful, or is the damage just too deep? Hit that like button if this roller coaster had you glued to the screen the whole way through. Subscribe right now and turn on notifications because stories like this don't come around every day. And when the next big exposure hits, you want to be the first to know. Share this video with your group chat, with your sister, with that friend who's still hiding something, because sometimes the truth needs to be heard out loud, and sometimes one video, one comment, one honest conversation is all it takes to start someone's rise. Turn on post notifications so you never miss an update, because trust me, the drama never really ends, it just evolves, and I'll be right here breaking it all down with you. Drop your hottest take below. Was Jasmine redeemed or ruined forever? Let's talk about it in the comments. I'm reading every single one and I can't wait to see what y'all say. Peace, love, and all the real tea. Until next time, stay honest, stay strong, and remember, after the fall the rise is always coming.